We all have those moments when things don't go our way. It might be a big thing like the sale of our house falls through, or it might be a smaller thing like we're walking past a restaurant that we have feelings that we don't enjoy because of a memory. Whatever it is, boy, I tell you, when I have those moments now, I take them as an opportunity. This is an opportunity to create a new reality. It's an opportunity for me to feel better in the world by changing the way I'm feeling about this situation right now. I'm Kristin Collier with Collier Connections. I'm a writer and I'm a coach who supports people in connecting with their innate sense of joy. We have these opportunities to change the way we feel every day. But let's take that restaurant example, because those little places where we don't feel good in our lives, those are such a wonderful place to practice changing our viewpoint and changing the way we feel, so that when the big things come along, well, first of all, a lot of them are diverted. And then sometimes when they do come along, we have some practice. We have the skills and the will. It's like a muscle built that we can go in and change the way we feel. And if we can change the way we feel so that we feel better, wow, isn't that really the most empowering thing we can do? So the first thing that we're going to look at is when we see something that we're uncomfortable with. So for me, I'll give an example from my life. I walked past a veterinary clinic that was local the other day, and I felt uncomfortable. I noticed I had these yucky feelings come up. And backstory is that I have a cat who loves everybody in the neighborhood and wanders and tends to everyone. And one of my neighbors decided that he wanted to adopt the cat, so he took him up to the vet clinic. But the vet noticed he was microchipped, and they called me to tell me a good Samaritan had come with my cat to the vet because my cat was lost. And so I arrived to find that despite the fact that they knew that the cat belonged to somebody else, they had given this man a list of vaccines and deworming and an estimate for how much that would cost should he adopt the cat. It was a little confusing. And not only that, but they decided to treat him for his first round of worms because he had gas. Most likely because the neighbor across the street from that was feeding him milk, and I wasn't aware of that. So that was a good learning opportunity as well. At any rate, I didn't enjoy that they treated the cat without my consent, and I let the veterinarian know that, well, I mean, I just reminded her that that's not legal. So the first thing that happened when I walked past that veterinary clinic was that I noticed I wasn't feeling good, right? So thing number one is to notice. Abraham Hicks would call this your emotional guidance system. Notice when you're feeling good, and that way you can notice also when you're not feeling good and cultivate a mattering to you about how you feel, so that feeling good matters. So notice how I'm feeling. I noticed I was feeling ick. So the second thing I did was I thought about my viewpoint. How am I viewing this? I'm remembering, I'm taking kind of a past present view that that awful thing happened and all these needs weren't met. When I talk about needs, it's because I have a background in nonviolent communication that looks at the universal human needs behind every strategy, every behavior, every thought, every word. So at any rate, I was focused on the needs that weren't met subconsciously as I walked past this veterinary clinic. And I decided to change my viewpoint so I could focus on the needs that were met. In this case, I imagined that contributing to the veterinary clinic by sharing my dismay that they had treated the animal without consent. I knew that veterinarian, we had a really good talk, and she said that she agreed with me that that was something that they wanted to stop doing. So it was an opportunity for her to be in integrity. It was a learning opportunity for them. And she said that they were planning on having a staff meeting soon, and that would be one of the things that would be on the list. So at any rate, so the first thing was noticing that I didn't feel good. The second thing was changing my viewpoint. When I noticed that, I have needs for contribution that are met, needs for care for other people and animals, I focused on those needs that were met. The third thing I did was to really sink into the sense of those needs being met. So my need for contributing. Yeah, it feels good to be able to do something for somebody else. There's a very particular sweetness in that. The need for integrity for myself and expressing myself, and especially when it contributed, that was really sweet. So personal integrity care for other people and animals, like all of those things are really sweet and dear to me. So I expanded the sensation in my body of those needs being fulfilled, that living energy of needs moving through me. And I just breathed into that as I kept going on my walk. So already spending 5 minutes enjoying the sensation of that living energy of needs in their fullness in my body. Wow, that was really sweet and contributed to my day. But in addition, the really sweet thing is that having taken that opportunity from the very moment that I noticed that I wasn't feeling good to change the way I was feeling, that really did change my overall feeling about the veterinary clinic. When I went by a week later, actually I had very little response to it at all emotionally, probably because my positive feelings basically negated my former negative feelings, which was good enough for me. I was happy about that because I've been singing that old theme song of discomfort and irritation about that veterinary clinic for about 3 years and hadn't really noticed. So I was really glad that I noticed. So again, the 3 steps were notice, change the viewpoint, and then finally to really sink into the sensations that are related to the viewpoint, the feelings of feeling good, needs that are met. And that brings us to the place where we are more empowered about how we're feeling in our day. So I welcome you to come and play with our group of our Joy Collective, learn these skills. CollierConnections.com is where you can find me, and my Core Alignment with Joy series is recorded now, so you can actually do it in the comfort of your own home, and then join live our weekly meetings for an hour where, gosh, we have such a fantastic group that shares their practices, their inspiration, just like I'm sharing a little practice, how I employed my practice in my life with you. I hear that from them every week, and it's such an inspiration for me. And it also helps me to get clear about how to build practices that support folks. So yeah, come and visit us and like and share and subscribe. I'm going to give a little box, subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Would love to hear from you in the comments about ways that you feel empowered stepping into your experience and feeling better in the world. Take care. Have a great day. Thanks for listening.